Good morning. On my way to get an ultrasound to see what's going on with my port so that I can continue my treatment on Tuesday. Hi guys. If you can tell, I am in a hospital room. Today I went to have my port checked because I told you I didn't have my treatment on Tuesday because something was wrong with my port. So I had to go in for, it was something like an ultrasound. And I've been having some pain in the back of my leg. And today I went out and I put shoes on and my ankle swelled up really big. So I told my husband's like, I think I have a blood clot. So he was like, let's go see what it is. So I guess with all that tampering and stuff they did with that, trying to access my port last time, they sent a nice little blood clot down to my leg. So I'm here waiting for the doctor, but I heard them after I finished taking the ultrasound say that I had something like a DVT, and it's something like a deep vein clot. So I'll keep you guys posted, let you know what happened. You guys, a little turn in events happened over the weekend, and I am in ICU. Doing good, but had some major things happen to me. So I'll get into that when I do my update. Just wanted to kind of give you a little view of my surroundings right now. I'm sitting up and out of bed for the first time since Friday. But like I say, I'm doing much better. Had a surgery yesterday on Saturday, and just wanted to kind of give you guys some visual of where I am. Today is Sunday, and this is the ICU room that I'm in. Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I was sitting here. I know you guys know that I've gone to shaving my head all off, but I bought this little unit, and I was just trying to see if I like it, so that I can kind of switch it up a little bit. If I want to have a different look. So this one works okay for me. I don't know how long it'll last because it's not a human hair unit, but that's okay. I'm going to do what I can do with it. But anyway, you saw some of the footage that I rolled prior to me jumping in here to give you guys the whole story. But your girl has been going through it. Literally been going through it. So to recap the footage that I showed, I went to the appointment to have them check my port because, as you know, I didn't have my 5th treatment because they could not access my port. Went there, got the results. They were saying that it's too short. So I would basically have to go back to the surgeon and have him lengthen whatever they put in here to make it go like for, out on your chest so that they can, access it. And left the appointment, went to lunch, and my leg had been hurting me for a couple of days in the back of my calf. And that particular day, I hadn't been anywhere. So that day, I put on my shoes and stuff. And then I noticed that my ankles were starting to swell. So I was like, okay, this is a little concerning. I better go check this out. So me and my husband went to the emergency room. And when I was in there getting it was like an ultrasound. I heard the girl say, "See if we can get a room ready because we have a DVT, she said a possible DVT, and we can't send her back to the lobby." So I'm thinking, okay, sounds like I may have this blood clot that I was so worried about, because I've had one before. I had one after I had a knee surgery back in 2010 in California. I was in the hospital for like 9 days. So I was praying that it wasn't a blood clot, but okay. I didn't know what DBT stood for, but just from her saying they couldn't take me back out to the lobby, I could kind of put two and two together. So got back in a room, and they had the results from the ultrasound, and I did have the DVT is a deep vein thrombosis, I think it's called. So basically a clot in the back of my leg. And to top it off, I had, as the word they like to use, a substantial clot over my lungs. That where it settled in, it was like this over my lungs. That was alarming. And he kept saying, "This is very serious. There's a substantial." I was like, okay. I get it. So you've scared me to the point where, yeah, I'm a little nervous here. So a nurse walked in. Sorry about that interruption. A nurse walked in, and she said to me, she looked at me and she said, "That is nothing but God." And I was like, what do you mean? She says, "I saw the picture out there, and I walked in here expecting to see you on oxygen and being prepped to be medevaced over to the trauma hospital." I'm like, what? She says, "In the 16 years I've worked in the ER, I've never seen anyone have a clot that size, and all their vitals are normal. You're breathing on your own, your pressure's not up, everything. My vitals were good." So, I mean, I was very thankful for that, but still, that could change at any minute. But she still just said, "That's nothing but God." And so they got me into a room, and well, actually, no, they sent me to ICU. It's like, we're gonna send her to intensive care, which was even scarier. I'm like, oh my gosh. So took me to ICU, and they immediately started me on blood thinners. So the next day, when all the doctors started rolling in, the cardiologist came in, and was telling me that because the clot, your heart is so close to your lungs, that's why I had to I had a lung doctor come in and a cardiologist come in. So he told me that they could do a surgery and take the clots out. This one was a lot more serious, and that, it was my option to say what I wanted to do. And I told him that I was a little nervous about them doing it in my chest. The one in the leg, he was more concerned with as well because that one could travel. The way they explained this saddled here, that it was kind of almost locked in, so that the one that was at risk is the one in my leg that could, travel to my heart, my lungs, wherever. So I told him I thought we should do the leg, and they had put it down on the board for Monday because it was the weekend. It was Friday. No, it was Saturday by the time I was talking to him. So he said, I can have some people over here in 30 minutes. I was like, cool. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to wait till Monday to see what these clots are going to do. So he got a team together on Saturday, probably pulled him off the golf course, but whatever, I was happy that he was able to, get a team together that fast. So we headed to surgery. He told my husband it would probably take about an hour or so with the prep time and all that. And it took 3 hours. Poor my husband, poor thing, he was out there stressing out. I felt so bad for him, I know. But I was in a twilight. They didn't give me anesthesia. They didn't put me under. I didn't feel anything. They gave me pain medication. I didn't feel anything, but I could hear. And I could hear them in there talking, and they were struggling with it for a while. And I'm thinking, oh my God, don't let, this struggle and one of the things, move up or something. So that made me a little uneasy with me hearing that they were having trouble. So I finally heard them say, okay, we got it, so to speak. I don't know if that's exactly what they said, but, it was that in a nutshell. So got out of there, and it was a sizable clot too. The picture that I have, I'll put a picture somewhere over here if I can. But the picture I have of it, it looks like it was a long straight one, but it was actually kind of spread it out across my leg, and I guess whatever they suction it up with kind of turns it into like you know, a straight line one. But anyway, it was a very big clot. So got that out. They gave me options that we can still take this out, and because I have cancerous tumors in my chest that I'm taking chemo for, I didn't want them going sucking stuff around up in my chest. No, it's like no. If there's no danger of this moving or traveling, I would rather do the blood thinners. So that's what we decided to do. So I was in the hospital for 4 days. I think I got out on the fifth day, and had to get the medication that they subscribed. So I called the pharmacy. They subscribed Xarelto. The pharmacy says, oh, that would be $457 for 30-day supply. Like, the fell out of my bed. I was like, what? So, yeah, this medication is kind of like on the lines of how the Ozempic was going on when everybody was doing those weight loss ones, and it was so expensive, but it wasn't expensive as this one. So I've been on the hunt for grants or subsidies that can help me with this prescription costs. I did, however, find that the mail order pharmacy was cheaper, a lot cheaper than doing it through the local pharmacies, because I had gone to a local Walgreens. The mail order is 560 some odd dollars for 90 days, which comes out to maybe $185 or so a month, which is still a lot of money. But it's better than $457 for a 30-day supply. So like I say, I'm working on trying to find subsidy for that. If you guys have any suggestions on people to call for that, please put it in the comment box. I would really appreciate any type of information you can provide. in helping with a prescription drug medication. And I've called a couple of places, but they were saying something about you had to have spent $2,600 from January till now for them to even take your application. So I didn't qualify for that, but I'm still, searching around. But anyway, thank God he got me through a very traumatic, scary situation. And I had my faith, and knowing that my vitals were normal and steady, like she said, that was nothing but God. And I'm so very grateful. So now I made an appointment to go and see the oncologist again to see if I can get my treatment started again. As far as my port is concerned, I don't know if I can even do anything about that because being on blood thinners, you can't have a surgery. And right now, I have to get this consistently working in my body. So I can't, you know how sometimes if you're on thinners, they'll say, don't take them for the next 2 days before surgery. I don't have that choice, that option right now because the fact that they're not giving it to me intravenously, they've got to get these pills to start working. And I'll say that this first pack that I got, the hospital gave me a coupon, and that I was able to get the medication for free for the first 30 days. So I'm working toward, my next the next time I have to get it. But thank God I was able to get that one free. So that's what I'm on right now. I've been taking 2 a day. So anyway, those details I know we don't have to go into, but I can't have the surgery. I have to wait until I can stop the blood thinners for a couple of days before I can even think about him going in there adjusting that port. So I'm gonna have to do hopefully that they'll, it's a hit and miss with my port. It's not that they can never get it, but the new facility that I went to was not that successful with it. And part of the reason that I went back to the original facility that I started at, even though I was anxious to not have to take that commute anymore, but my health is more important. So I will be taking that commute and going back to the people that I started going to because it just was a much more professional and seemed like knowledgeable facility. So I have an appointment. Today is Monday. I have an appointment Wednesday with the oncologist at the location I was going to before. And I guess she'll determine where we go from here. I'm sure they'll try my port to see if they're able to access it. Hopefully they can because I don't want to take the treatments in my veins. I don't want them to start messing up my veins trying to put all of that through my arm. So I really would rather them be able to use the port. So we'll see what happens. But that is the update that I have for you. It's been a whirlwind, but with the grace of God, I'm still here. I'm here to give you another update. I told you I would try to give you updates, whether the good or the bad. But yeah, I thank the Lord I'm still here. He brought me through something major like that almost makes the chemo seem secondary, like it's not as scary. I'll put it that way. I know all of it is still kind of dangerous. I haven't had enough treatments to know what it's going to do, further out. But so far, this blood clot thing was just had me on pins and needles. But it had me on there, and then it didn't because the fact that I wasn't having any breathing problems or my blood pressure going up or in anything, I knew that God was there with me. So I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful. But these are, I guess, some of the things that can happen. So we're really not sure whether or not it's the installation of the port that gave me the blood clots, whether it's actually the chemo treatment that's giving me the blood clots, or them kind of poking me 4 or 5 times this last time trying to access my port. I don't know. I don't know what caused it. I'm just praying it doesn't happen again. So that's the update I have for you guys. And I don't know what you guys think about my little do, but just give me an option on having, I love to change hairstyles, so this works for me. I'll do the bald when I need to, and I'll do my little pixie wig when I need to as well. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I will probably provide an update maybe Sunday or Monday, because now it's moved from Tuesday, and hopefully Wednesday I'll have a treatment and have something to provide, give you an update on. And but I'll push it out a little further because Friday would be too soon to really say anything happened. But I'll keep you guys posted. Have an amazing week. Stay safe. And I love you guys. Take care. Here I am leaving the hospital, and the nurse is pushing me out front to wait for my ride. So happy to be leaving the hospital. Blue skies, it's a beautiful day. Yes, I was very, very thankful. And here comes my chariot pulling up.